Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Duo Group Iron Man. I've been grinding out TOA for quite some time now, trying to get Masori because we got the tbow, and right now we just have Blessed D'hide to use with it. I've been getting used to higher and higher invocation raids as we've slowly been bumping the level up, and in the last video, I survived a 425 invocation raid to get the Menophyte Ornament Kit, which is the recolor for the Fortified Eladin Sword. And I made this quick little fun outfit for the intro of this video to go with it. I've been doing so much TOA lately. I'm up to 96 expert mode KC, and I wouldn't say I'm getting burned of it, but I want some more variety. So in the background, what I've been doing is Slayer, trying to get an Aviancy task while also stacking up Brimstone Keys from Konar. And right at the end of the last video, I got an Aviancy task. So me and my duo teammate Spook are going to be going to Arma very soon. You use the Armadyl armor to upgrade the Masori into Fortified Masori. And even just having the armor by itself without Masori, that'd still be an upgrade for doing more TOA over the Blessed D'hide that we've been using. Hey, would you look at that, a virtual fishing level, because, you know, we didn't have enough Karam ones as it is, so thankfully we are both on it. Here's my armor collection log, and then I'll put Spook up on screen as well. Between the two of us, we have 99 KC, and last time we came here, it was just to get the Arma helm for the clue step, which just so happened to be the first and only piece of Arma that we got. But now we're back for more, baby. Yeah, cool. Let's do it.
Why are they all lined up?
That is weird. Are they maybe they're aggroed on someone in there.
Oh.
I think they were all turning with the person.
Thanks. You can have it back.
What was that one meme where it's like if our private conversations got out for the whole world to hear, they'd have to lock us up in mental institutions? Because no one else gets it. First kill back at Arma, can we get some no, okay. Yeah, after each kill, I could just trade you the bones, since I should be at full health from the blood spell, so I could trade you all the bones, and that way you'll be at full health. And make sure that you have your prayer up before Arma spawns. Like, even if you lose an extra prayer point or two, it's definitely worth it, otherwise you'll get shreked by the boss. Yeah, tbow's like slow, but when it hits, oh boy, it hits. Last time we did the Arma, I was using the same setup with the crystal and the Bowfa, but Spook was using the Armadyl crossbow last time. Now she's using tbow. If I did the DPS calculation right, then she's doing 18% more DPS with the tbow than with the ACB. And she's not on a Slayer task, by the way, so there's no Slayer helm bonus for her. My current range setup, and with me on the Slayer task, is nearly 50% more DPS than her, which is ridiculous. Even if we had two tbows, I'd actually still be using Bowfa. I would need at least two of the following: Masori Body, Masori Chaps, or Dragon Arrows. Although Dragon Arrows aren't reasonably sustainable as an Iron Man, probably better to save those for speedrunning stuff like combat achievements. So basically, I would need Masori top and bottom in order for tbow to be more DPS than the Bowfa plus Crystal. And yeah, on screen you can see the method that we're doing, which is mainly just standing there and hitting the boss, but I'm also the freezer. I freeze the meleeer whenever it starts moving, and we just move to the other side of the room. When you add up our DPS together and also take into account me doing a few magic attacks for freezing, the average expected kill time for the boss is somewhere in the 40 to 45 second range. The real time sink is the 90-second spawn timer for the boss. Even after killing the minions and trading supplies back and forth, we're still usually standing around waiting for the last 30 seconds. Yeah, I'll freeze. Feel like a Magikarp with all the splashing I'm doing. Does it feel like you're doing more damage with the tbow versus ACB?
Yeah.
Okay,
I feel like I'm getting more kills.
Oh yeah, yeah, especially since you're off task too.
Yeah.
Oh. No way! Damn.
Yes.
What's your KC?
36.
Oh wow. Insane RNG. You got the helm and the legs and 36 KC in your name.
Yeah.
Ooh, looking good.
Do you like my leg warmers?
Yeah. Wow, you're so 80s.
Is this actually better than the Armadyl chaps?
Yeah.
I think it'll be a pet for me.
Well, now that you're thinking about pets, you're not going to get the pet.
I don't ever think.
Well, I have replay buffer of you just saying that you think you're going to get the pet. A long bone. Oh, we just got the combat task. Kree'arra veteran for 100 KC. I was just thinking if we end up doing a shorter trip after this, you could just bring Thralls, since we won't need to worry about extending the trip. That's the trip over. I'm gonna teleport out. Yeah, pretty decent ratio of supplies. Maybe you had a few too many panic brews. We probably could maybe get rid of a couple, but it doesn't really matter. You got 25 kills and I got 29 kills that trip. That's 54 kills total in a bit over 2 hours. So that's like 25 kills per hour between the two of us. Yeah, you got almost as many kills as I did. I mean, I know I was the freezer, so that helps you. I still feel like you got more kills, or a higher percent of the kills than last time we were doing Arma. Oh, you have a fan?
Don't care.
Since we did a shorter trip here just so I could finish my Slayer task, Spook brought Thralls instead of being on Lunars for pot share. And while Thralls may seem like a small thing, it's actually a pretty big difference, which I would hope it would be, considering we're sacrificing essentially being able to double our trip length, because that's what we get from pot share, being able to double our super restores. Thralls roll between 0 and 3 damage, which is an average of 1.5 damage every time they hit, which is every 4 game ticks, which is 2.4 seconds. And to simplify this, 1.5 damage divided by 2.4 seconds is 0.625 damage per second, which is what DPS stands for in case you were unaware. So Thralls will always increase your DPS by 0.625, which is very useful at a boss like this where we both have low DPS. For reference, mine is about 4.4 and hers is about 3. But we're not using divine range pots, so it tends to be even lower since our range levels drop down. If we say our DPS as a team is about 7, then that means that one Thrall increases our DPS by 9%. And just for Spook alone though, that increases her own DPS by more than 20%. Thank you for listening to my Thrall ramble. Now math time is over. Thrall does a good job of getting those last few hits in.
I'm getting tired.
Long day, huh?
Yeah. Long day at the long day factory.
And they're off tick. Wow, look at you. Yeah, once I kill this one, that will be Slayer task complete. It's probably like 3.5 hours total to get the task done. Pretty good loot today. Really, I think it's all we could ask for. Okay, I have to see if I'll get the back-to-back task with the max cape. No.
Good luck. Oh.
Never. Yeah, I'll just AFK Slayer. We could always try it off task, but there's no rush since we don't have Masori. Not a big deal, so I may as well just wait till one of us gets a task. Well, I know you're not doing Slayer, so till I get a task, I guess. Oh boy, I just got a virtual attack level. Normally you use the Fang on strength, but when I'm just AFKing Slayer, I like to get that attack XP in because it's pretty hard to come by. Here's a comparison of the Blessed High Chaps versus the Arma Chain Skirt. The chain skirt is pretty much a straight up upgrade in almost every way, except that it gives negative melee accuracy. But the only reason why that aspect would even be relevant would be maybe if you forget to switch your armor. Like, I don't think you're going to have a situation where you're going to purposely camp the Arma chain skirt while you're meleeing. Also, obligatory, I need to mention the hub party panel plugin. It seems no matter how many times I explain it in videos, as soon as I post a video without me explaining it where we use it, there's always multiple comments asking what that is. So that's the plugin that we use to make a party for team bossing. Ooh, a brine saber. Is that my second one? Oh, that's my third one. These are 1 in 512 from Brine Rats. I went to go do a TOA session today, and it was my first time soloing since we were doing those 425 duos. And of course, this time I get to rock the brand new Arma chain skirt. When Zebak throws the rocks out, very rarely there's a chance for there to be an open spot behind a rock without having to hit the jugs at all. When you push yourself to do higher invos and then drop it back down, as you would expect, it becomes easier than it was before. It's like when you come back down to lower invos, you realize you're pushing up your base level of what a comfortable raid level is for you. I'm not saying this is necessarily super easy for me now though. I definitely still struggle, especially with certain parts of Zebak that you'll see later. But when you have wider gaps in the waves and slower attacks, it definitely seems easier after you've experienced the more difficult version. Oh, congrats.
Huh?
Congrats.
On what?
Fishing level.
Oh, thanks.
I keep hearing Putty's voice in my head, and he's telling me to stop relying on brews as much and just try to get used to Kara specking. I'm probably hearing that because he said it so much, but that's a good thing because clearly it's gotten nailed into my head. Bowfa transitions to its next phases at 2/3 health and 1/3 health, and it throws out boulders when that happens. But if I'm in the middle of the room, which means on the inside of those yellow tiles I have marked, when the boulders get thrown, it means I insta-die no matter what. Previously, when I was doing red X here, when I would set it up, I would only go one tile to the right. But when I red X, I walk inwards 2 tiles, which means if I'm not paying attention when Bowfa gets to 33.3% health, then I'll more likely end up being in the danger zone, which is this area. But by going a bit more to the right, that'll give me an extra tick to realize that the phase is over. I guess ideally, it'd be good to go as close to the edge as possible, but I don't think it's that big a deal. I've been paying pretty good attention so far. And worst case scenario, if Bowfa's really close and at 34% health, I'd rather just stand on the outside edge and tank a hit or two if I need to and just stop the red X pattern just to guarantee that I won't be in the middle. Tanking that hit or two is better than insta-death at least. I do have the softcore mode invocation on, which is a bit of a buffer because I'm allowed 3 deaths before I wipe. So even if I die because of Mind the Gap, I've gotten pretty comfortable at Bowfa to where it's almost always a 0 supply room for me. The only damage I usually take is just the first hit when I go in. So if for whatever reason I died at Bowfa with no supplies left, then I should still be able to beat the boss with the remaining 2 lives because I shouldn't have to use any supplies. I only use a max of 3 BGSs at the start of the Warden Obelisk because I need that little bit extra to be able to carry spec because there's always that unavoidable damage from the energy balls, which always leaves me at really low health. It's really nice with the adrenaline potion. I only have to use 38% spec instead of 75% spec to use the Kara special attack. And if I have a slow P1 here, even if I used 3 BGS specs at the start followed by a Kara spec, I'll still be able to use a second Kara spec at the end of this phase. Oh, damn it. I'm glad I used it back first because it's by far the room I die the most on. So when I die, I just immediately leave and restart the raid, which is also where softcore mode helps again because I don't have to pay 250k since I'm not wiping. You don't have to pay when you purposely choose to leave. I know it's tough to watch because when you're looking at the replay buffer, it seems so much more obvious what you should have done, but in the moment, I don't know, I just get so tunnel visioned. But that's why it's good to record yourself, because you can learn what to do in all the scenarios you mess up on, and you could study your mistakes. But here I am, once again, making use of the yellow Kara spec. Please be proud of me. And that is 100 KC at TOA. Am I rewarded? No. Yeah, that is 100 expert modes. Man, it feels like only a couple weeks ago I started expert for the first time. Oh wait, 101 KC, just like the Dalmatians, and the Dalmatians got the purple. That's how the lore goes. Oh my god, how could I mess that up so bad, dude? Yeah. I don't even want to talk about this one because it's so bad, but talking about it I think helps me learn from my mistakes, plus it's kind of funny to watch too. When I hit this jug here, it actually did open up a spot behind the rocks, but I just didn't notice it. Of course, in a panic, I ran to the back of the room to try and use those jugs to clear out the floor. It was at that point that I realized my mistake, but somehow I managed to survive, and I just yellow Kara spec'd and finished the room from there. Oh my god. And that is why I have softcore mode on. Oh, it's just so annoying though, like, I know I can run to the sarcophagus, I learned that like the first day of doing TOA, but I don't know. Oh my god. She probably won't even notice for like a couple minutes because she's probably tabbed out on another page or something. Oh, wow. Well, there we go. Spook Dog got her first pet, and I only had... Here, wait, let me check. I only had 14 pets before her. So the goal that we set out for from the very start has been failed. Getting all the pets in the game before Spook gets one. Unlucky, man. It's funny because I've actually never gotten the Heron pet on any account. I have 26 mil fishing XP on this account. I have 20 mil on my main. Probably have another like 40 mil or something between my hardcore and UYM at least. So it's funny that she got that one. And this is task number 1100, and from that I just got 500 more Slayer points. How many clips have I made before of my stack of redwoods going below 10k? Because I feel like it's been quite a few. But it happened again. Although during leagues, I'll most likely be playing and chopping a lot of redwood logs on this account. Wait, before I go to bed, I just have to check my bank space. So I'm at 1056. There's a game update. We'll see if I'm still at 1056 because these sacks, some of them might be getting combined, it looks like. Yes, I have saved 2 bank slots. Let's go and take a look at the news post. You now have to have completed the Wildy Medium Diary in order to access Spindle, Arsho, and Calvarion. So hopefully that should prevent a lot of bots, but we'll see. And I really want to get the Void Waker, especially for TOA. It'd be really nice for TOA. I have the Void Waker piece from Arsho, but not from the other two. I haven't even tried out Calvarion. I've been looking forward to trying that out. So at some point we will head over there. I don't know about this video though. With the Blighted Sacks, they kind of just combine certain ones together. So that's why it automatically saved me 2 bank space. And then the Shooting Stars. So there's the controversial Duke mining method, which got removed from the game. But in order to make up for that, before this update, it used to be that the more people were at Shooting Stars, the faster they would deplete. But now it doesn't matter. No matter how many people are mining them, it will always deplete at the same rate. And then they're going to be pulling where if the first person that finds a Shooting Star should get a bit of a buff to Stardust. But I'm sure by the time you're seeing this video, this will have already been pulled and passed the pull because pretty much everything passes the pull. I just got a hit points virtual level, 115. Still the highest skill on my account. That is 63.5 mil XP. And I am back at TOA. Remember earlier I was talking about just standing outside of Baba and ending the Red X early to tank a hit or two just to be sure you wouldn't die from Mine the Gap? Well, here's a clip of why you should always be prepared for anything, because the throwing boulder could happen during those 1 or 2 hits that you're tanking, but according to this clip, if Baba gets phased, then it won't actually damage you. With all that armor, those brine rats should barely be damaging him, that's for sure. 111 KC, that is the first number that is the same number 3 times, so that's gotta be good luck. Dang. I think I'm starting to feel comfortable enough to bump up the raid level a little bit more, so I'm gonna add Path Seeker, which is gonna make it a 325. This will be the highest solo invo I've done. I can't one-shot them. Uh-oh. Yeah, so it turns out the rolling boulders at Baba, their health scales based on what level the room is. I never really thought about it before. I just assumed that it probably scaled based on the raid invocation level or something, but nope, it is strictly based on what level Baba room you have. They start at 25 health in solos, and then at level 2 or 3 Baba, it's 27 health, and with the path level of 4 or above for Baba, it's 31 health for the boulders. I've never had the level 4 Baba room before because with just Walk the Path on, the highest level Baba I could have had is 3. But because I have Path Seeker on now, I can actually get level 4. Unfortunately for me, my max hit in this setup is 30, so I would need some combination of like Masori / Zerite / Dragon Darts. Well, not Dragon Darts, because it's not really sustainable for an Iron Man. But I would need, I don't know how many, if I would just need 1 piece or 2 different things. But I can't hit 31 unless we get some upgrades. I was very close to having to end the raid at Baba, but I still somehow made it through. But then I got close to the end of Warden, and I had a couple of lag spikes that really just added insult to injury. I went to check the ping after the raid, and it turns out, for some reason, the world I was on, it spiked to over 1k players when it was around 500 before. It's me from a couple days in the future. I found out that because of the Shooting Stars update, every time there's a shooting star that's called out in the CC, there is literally 1,000+ people hopping worlds to where the next star is found at. So I can pretty much guarantee that's what happened. Wow, dude, I missed the cutoff time by 7 seconds. 40 minutes and 7 seconds. That's so depressing, dude. This raid was not fun. This was like the opposite of fun. Everything just sucks so bad, and then there's like a lag spike at the end too. Of course, it ended up being a lower percent than if I had just done the 310, so I will be going back to doing the 310 invos after this. Interesting. So following that previous kind of annoying raid, I just got a PB. What the heck? Another PB. Aw, that's not fair. Another PB at 120 KC. Thought that was a max stack of cash for a second. I just got back 3 back Adamant Dragon tasks, which is really nice because that's 3 Slayer tasks completed in like under 10 minutes. So let's see if I can get number 4. No. Sports ball. This guy's making fun of sports. You, sir, win the internet for today. Take my Reddit silver, kind stranger. What do gaslighting and monkfish have in common? Neither exist. So the 2 arma pieces we have for both in Spook's name. Spook Dog gets the drops, I get the pets. It's crazy because they were best in slot for such a long time. But then Masori came out, and now Arma feels like such a minor upgrade over Blessy Hide. I just went to collect EQ keys, and that is the 4th one, which is actually the 5th one because I had one in the bank. So it'll be set for whenever I get the next Arma task, which I've been going at Slayer all day with no luck. I'm making a thumbnail right now. I'm using this plugin called the Creators Kit, and look at this monstrosity I've created. What have I done to Kree'arra? He's got that gamer neck, bro. I just logged off for the night, and I want to show the Slayer XP I gained today. Like, I legit just spent the whole day doing Slayer. I got, yeah, it's like 10 hours, 143k Slayer XP. Well, it happened again. I got Hellhounds in Taverly, which means I have to do serve. I cannot skip this task, even though it's a task that is going to take a long time, at least relative to other normal Slayer mob tasks. I feel like you never really see me doing that much Slayer, but here's the amount of Slayer XP I gained throughout this video. So it was 571k XP. That's probably on average like 40 hours of doing Slayer, and then I did the TOA throughout this video as well, although unfortunately there were no purples. Here's what the collection log is looking like up to 121 expert modes. At the invocation level that I've been doing, 310, it's 0.3754% chance to see a specific piece of Masori, which is about 1 in 266. But because there's 3 pieces, it's actually, I don't know if it's additive, but if it's not additive, it should still be pretty close either way. That would mean that it's 3 out of 266, which if we simplify that, that's about 1 out of 89. So I probably should have seen at least 1 Masori piece in my name at this point. Although if we ignore the mask and we just say these 2, then it'd be like 1 in 133, right? Unfortunately, I just can't seem to get the AV anti-task, which should be around a 3% chance to get it from Konar. But I think we're going to start off the next video by just trying Arma off task, just to see how doable it is with both of us off task with the Bowfa and the tbow. If you're curious, the stack of Brimstone keys is up to 439, and maybe you're curious about the Karambwans as well. I got 154k cooked and 86k raw, so that's pretty well over 200k. No fishing pet, but Spook Dog got the fishing pet. So in this video, it has been 64 hours of progress according to the time played, and we made 1 major upgrade. Well, yeah, I'd say it's a major upgrade, getting the Arma chain skirt. Maybe next video we can get some more armor pieces. With that said though, you can check out my duo teammate Spook Dog's channel linked below in the video description. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you again next time.